Okay, in this video we're going to be talking about the quick test, and we're going to continue on from the frame config video previously. So if you haven't followed the frame config video yet, please view it now because we're going to skip that. It's consistent in every test that you have to do frame configuration first, and it took a little extra time to explain all the different buttons and settings, so we went ahead and did a separate video for that. So this video continues on with the assumption that you've already watched the frame config. We're not going to do that portion. But in a normal test, you would always press the frame config, do your frame config first, and then you move on to the next button down, which is rate. So when we tap on rate, now we're presented a rate button. And this tells the test unit at what speed, at which rate should we be transmitting test information. In this case it says 100%, meaning it is going to fill the pipe as full as it can go up to 100% information rate in the test pattern. So what we want to do here is pat 100%. You can hit the down arrow and select either kilobits per second, megabits per second, or gigabits per second. I'm going to leave it on percent for right now just for consistency across the videos. But in this case, you could change it to say 90% or 75%, 60%. So since we're not changing anything, I'm just going to press the done button and then the OK button to bring it back to the main view for quick test. And now duration. So how long is the test going to run? So when I tap on duration, it brings up a menu, and all we have to do is type in how long do we want it to run. We can run up to, we have the ability to actually run weeks on some tests, depending on the frame sizes. If you're using very, very small frames, 64-byte frames, you get a little under 24 hours of tests that you can do from a minimum size. But if you do your maximum frame size, you can run a test for days. Ethernet mix also almost 24 hours because of Ethernet mix. So in this case, I'm just going to change this from 30 seconds to 3 seconds, so that way you can see the test results very quickly. We're not here waiting a long time. So the next thing is we go through the steps. The test set is directing you to enter a test ID. So I can now put in a test ID, and it's just any name that you want. So I'm just going to put in QT, and then maybe the 1 or a 2. Let's make it a 5 just for giggles, because I know I've ran some additional tests already. So once you say done, you're ready to run the test. Now it automatically saves this as a test profile when you start the test. You could push the save test profile and it will do it ahead of time, but the test set will automatically save it as a test profile when you start the test. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start test here, and what we're going to see is that the test is going to begin running, and it's going to give you a test progress bar. So it's going to go through, and with a 3-second test, happens pretty quick, but your test finishes and all your test results are displayed right on top of the main menu. So there's no confusing drop downs, happen to remember where to go get test results. It's all right here. We can have our overall summary statistics, how many frames do we send, what the total throughput was. We can look at our port A statistics, so how many frames, how many octets did we send, total packets sent and received. Or we can also look at the total frames of each size. Now in this case we were sending 15 18-byte frames. That was our standard frame size that we set in the previous video. And as you can see here, we sent 243,823 frames in 3 seconds. So all this is available for you as a test result. It is also automatically saved as a test result. So when we get down to the files button in a future video, we'll come back and talk about these test results, and you'll see that this quick test that we performed right now was automatically saved as a profile and as a test result. And you can now export that test result to a CSV or a PDF format report as well for your customer. So that's going to complete our video for quick test, and we'll move on now to the next stream or next video, which is multi-stream.